Good morning, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sock Talks with Joy and Sean. Hi, Sean. How you doing
Hi, Joy.
today? You look
Fantastic.
like
How are
you've been
you?
out in the sun, buddy.
I covered up yesterday. I wear my hat, but yeah,
Yeah,
walking on the beach, getting my
yeah.
steps in.
Hey, we're nice here too, man. We
Yep.
had 80 degrees yesterday in
Nice.
Pittsburgh, and yeah, I got my sandals on today. So,
Woohoo!
so, anyways, hey, welcome everybody to this few minutes of inspiration. And
We're going to talk
Sean,
footwear today.
yeah, we're gonna talk about footwear today. Sean and I were talking before the show. We were talking a little bit about thinking a little bigger. We talked last week about just one way, just one away. And that sounds like a very catchy little phrase, kind of thing. But let's take it another step further and talk about looking for that person that can take you to that next step, basically.
Right. And I think we can all agree it kind of comes from the group that Phoebe kind of brought in. They were all like, why couldn't I have got that? Now, let's be honest. I mean, you see that, and a lot of us have been around for a long time. You're like, oh, when is that going to happen to me? Damn it. But let's take that off, deal with it. However you need to deal with that portion. But you look that they're one person that's doing this for Phoebe's organization.
Started. Yep.
That started it. Now there's hundreds, if not thousands, that they've brought in a short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and I reached out to Jordan. And so here, let me back up. So I'm like, and I did some assumptions. I'm like, all right, well, maybe these, and I don't know these two. And when I start hearing that, I'm like, well, maybe they run a mastermind group. So that's what I'm going to ask for in BNI. So I asked for mastermind groups, and a couple people were like, yeah, woo. Well, I got invited to mastermind groups, and there were 4 people on the call. Okay, all right, let's step back. That's not thinking big enough.
Mm-hmm.
So now I need to ask for, who do you know that is an online marketer, is an influencer that we've talked to in the past, that is maybe a business coach that coaches coaches, that someone that runs a large Facebook group that may have 5,000 to 30,000 people, not millions, there's monsters out there, but there's millions of people out there like that. So thinking a little bigger, it got me right away when I got invited to that mastermind there. I'm like, all right, I need to think bigger. I need to ask for bigger. And you mentioned before the call, not the realtor, but the broker in that aspect, that maybe there's 100 realtors in an organization that I can do a presentation to. So yes, the one-to-ones and how I'm doing business is not going to change as far as doing the one-to-ones and walking people through sending cards. But if I could add 2 or 3, let's be greedy, 2 or 3 of these over the next year, folks, that drastically is going to change the landscape of my business, and it would change it for yours as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lots of zeros on the ends of checks that's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it starts with thinking bigger. And I was sharing with Joy, I went to a BNI group to speak at on Tuesday, and somebody after the meeting, we were chatting, and I'm trying to get him in touch with Dave with Sendogo. And I said, hey, look, this is what I'm looking for. I'm, looking for kind of business coaches or business online marketers. And I quickly shared, like, hey, there's these 2 guys that came in from Canada, and they've added 3,000 people in the last couple of months. And he's like, no, I personally know a couple people like that. Okay, so so now it's reaching back out saying, how do we do the introduction? I'd love just to pick their brain and say, hey, look, I want to send out cards a little more online. What do you think of these postcard program video or this video? And you know what? One or both might say, well, I can introduce this to my organization. That's how this works. So thinking bigger, grander on who you can get this in front of, not stopping what you're doing, but just adding this on, asking different questions in your networking events, or who you're talking to, or who are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for a coach that coaches coaches that maybe have, 20 to 30,000 followers. And like I said, there's millions of people out there like that. So.
Yeah, it's like the book Harding wrote. He talks about the Golden Goose.
Mhm.
And that's where the realtor situation come in. It's like, okay, that realtor, yeah, you're going to get, that'd be great to have that realtor up on board, but you know what? Go to the Golden Goose. The Golden Goose is that person, the brokerage that has 300 realtors in
Right.
there. And of course that just goes beyond too. So you do have to, that's not even thinking as big as what we're saying to do online,
Right.
because the online world is huge. And there's followers out there we don't even know they exist, and they haven't even been seen. And I like what you said. I like what you said, Sean, about, just it's going to be a cold call. It's going to be a cold introduction. It's going to be a cold, you got to build relationships once you are
Oh yeah,
introduced to this
absolutely.
person. You got to do all those kind of things like we're taught so well to do, but there's going to be a point where it's like, can you look at something for me and tell me, you said it so good, I'm trying to build my network, and can I show you a couple of things that we're using and
What do you
what
think?
what
So
we
I would say if you're in any Facebook groups,
hmm
look, see how many members there are, see who
hmm
the admin is, and reach out and just say, hey, I see you from your Facebook blah blah page or group, the 15, 20,000 people. That's fantastic. Can I pick your brain for a few minutes? Can we get on a quick Zoom or something? I'm trying to take my send out cards more online. The offline is the BNI or one-to-one relationships, and more online where you're just exposing it to more people at one time.
hmm
So
hmm
here's a couple tools that we're using. What do you think?
hmm
And you know what? Don't be discouraged if that first person goes, no, that is a really great, that's a great idea. And they don't jump
Go
on,
any further. Yeah.
yeah. Now get their address and send them a card and just start a group in your send out cards account as online marketers or business or whales, whatever you want to call them. Continually send them cards.
hmm
I have somebody like that blew up on Clubhouse, and send out is the next, to me, is the logical step for this group to use with all their people that listen, because it's all about kindness and everything's okay with you. So she posted a couple things on Facebook with sayings with her logo, and I sent her a card. I got something today that said, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, just taking your message to the next level.
hmm
And I just left it that. So it again, it's building that relationship, and eventually it's going to click with her. Like, you're right. I've got people all over the world, and it's great to say something to somebody, but when you put it in writing or you throw pictures in there, you know what that does for somebody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
You
again,
know,
but it's building that relationship.
I love this today, Sean, because even before the call and as we're sharing everything with you here today, I have thought of two people in my life that have built online big followings
Yeah.
and everything else. And one is a current customer, uses it all the time and
Right.
thanks me and all that kind of stuff. It's like, wow, why haven't I reached out to her?
And we
You
probably,
know?
you know what, everybody listening probably has one or two that they
Yeah,
already know. That
yeah,
that
exactly.
we do this. We get in our own way. Oh, I don't know. They have their own thing. They wouldn't be interested in this, adding this on. We've got,
Judgment,
you're playing mind games with yourself instead of
judgment.
going, this is the next logical step for their
Yeah,
organization.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is,
yeah.
especially if their groups or what they do is, build relationships, be positive, be kind,
hmm
show gratitude. Hello, over here, we got something for you.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We can set you apart. We can make it more,
take it the
yeah.
next step, take it to the
Yeah,
next level.
yeah. And when we've listened to some of the individuals that are successful in this new group, that's exactly what they've said. That,
Yeah,
that it was an online business that they
right.
did. And they've just like taken that and just taken it to a whole nother level. And they're making money at the
It's
same
working.
time.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're doing. And
Funny,
that's
is that what Cody wants? Hmm. Well,
Is
okay.
that what we all want with this company? I mean,
Absolutely.
we don't want this
Absolutely.
company to go anywhere. We want it
Right.
around forever,
Yep.
just like we're going to send cards forever, no matter what.
Right. I'm going to set
So,
up a bunch right before I die so people get them 10, 15 years later. So,
yeah.
damn, Sean.
And Sean, it's one of these things. It's like, have you ever thought about like, wow, if we didn't have send out cards, how boring would our life be? What would we do if we didn't have the ability
Uh,
to send cards to
for me,
people
it's
just when
it's
you
kind
feel
of a
like
creative. Yeah, who knows where I'd probably be like.
I just thought of that. It's like, man, what if I didn't have the ability to,
I,
do this?
I don't know. Don't want to even think about it.
I
So,
know, I know.
um,
I've been following this lady. She's a travel agent. I've been following her on Facebook, and she's been all over Italy. And every day she posts like 10, 15, 20, 30
nice.
pictures, different places and everything. And every day I'm pulling postcards. Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom, boom. I'm getting them out to her and getting them out to her and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, who knows where that'll go, but at the same time, you know, if I didn't do that, I feel like I wasn't doing
Right. No,
I
absolutely.
didn't feel right. It's kind of like, but
There was I was on a BNI Zoom this morning, and I was on early, and a couple people have, you know, done send out cards or gotten cards. And there was one gentleman, he was um, part of the BNI organization here in Tampa. And he's like, I was DC of the month, and it was nice to get people to say, hey, congratulations. But a couple people sent me cards, and it just took it, again, it just takes it to a different level. He goes, got one sitting on my desk still today. And I
mhm,
think he was
mhm,
recognized 3 or 4 months ago. So get out of your own way, think a little bigger, think who you network now,
mhm,
that,
mhm,
like Joy said, I've got 2 people that I could approach this way.
mhm,
So don't wait, do it before
mhm.
somebody, before someone else does. The
Yeah,
worst thing that can happen always is somebody jumps on send out cards. You're like, I've been meaning to talk to them for years. And they went with somebody else.
yeah.
And they knew I did send out cards. Sorry, it's who gets in front and, has a
Yeah.
conversation
Hey,
is
it goes back to like how many touches does it take before
yep.
somebody,
Oh
kind
yeah.
of gets it, or
Yep.
kind of sees it. And if somebody else wants to throw those touches in there, okay, that's okay. That's another touch closer to me, but I'm going to
Yep.
keep in touch.
Yep.
I'm going to keep more in touch,
Right.
kind of thing. So yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So
Okay.
no, yes,
That's your homework. You probably know a couple people. Approach them. Can I can I just get your advice on something? I'd love to jump on a quick Zoom and then share the 2 videos. Share Jordan's in the card and say, this is what we're kind of doing online. What do you think? Do you think if I present and put this in their head? You think if this got sent out to an organization that had 5 to 15,000 people, how many would click sign up now? Because that then, well, wait, wait, and then do the math. Look, 100, so don't get out, get the fear off the table, and look for these. Don't stop what you're doing. I have many appointments this week, 1-to-1, but if we can each find one of these,
Mm-hmm,
would you like 3,000 people in your organization in a couple months?
mm-hmm.
And do the math. Don't do 20%. Do the math on level 2. Just say they all came in on level 2. Do the math on 3,097.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't wake you up, you need to, send yourself a card
Yeah.
and go, hello. So,
Awesome.
yep.
Okay, buddy.
All
Well,
righty.
hey guys.
I hope that helped you guys.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. I mean, hey, Sean, it helped me. Thank you.
Me too. Yeah. Hey, I got me when I got invited to that mastermind. I'm like, all right, I got to think bigger. So, but that's okay. We need that sometimes. So,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So, okay,
All
everybody.
right.
See you next week. As
Yep.
always, tag your team members, tag your friends, hey, tag an influencer.
Yep.
Well, I guess you can't do that on the official
No,
side,
no, no.
but
Yeah.
they are on YouTube. So
But reach out to them if you know
reach
them
out, reach
and
out.
say, look, I just want your advice on something. I'm, trying to take my business online. What do you think?
Mhm.
So, see ya.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye bye.